hate puppies.
Good podcast.
I feel threatened.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Pallet House, only podcast dedicated to solving first world problems and hopefully helping you figure out what beer you should be drinking this week. I don't know if this week's beer is going to go over. It's a pumpkin beer. Spoiler alert.
'Tis the season.
It is, but those things are never that great.
No.
And we got a special guest here tonight. We've got James from Charred and Social 52. How are you, man?
Good. How are you guys doing?
We are doing all right. I think we're going to have to get either your mic up or get you closer. Try it now. Let me see what you got. Well, I just turned it up. Want to make sure that thing's working. I got to do producer stuff now.
I mean, you got a rookie here, so.
Yeah, I don't know, man. There we go. I cranked it up a little bit.
Is that better?
That helps.
That's like, yeah, you can get a little closer.
Now we're partying.
Yeah.
There we go. Well, welcome, James. We're glad to have you here. Probably should have let you talk into the mic before we started.
We got a
how we
A-plus producer here. Have you noticed?
It's what we do. It's what we do. Well, he listens. He knows I'm not very good at this.
Yeah.
Yeah. No surprise to anyone.
Yeah, well, we do what we can.
That's right.
What we can. So I'm glad to have you here, man. The last time that I was well, not the last time I was in Social 52, but you have a tie-in that you may not even be aware of. We've done a podcast from Social 52 back in one of the booths.
Yeah, no, I hadn't heard about that beforehand, but our managers.
You-
Anybody come in and do
you-
podcasts? We do a lot of sports podcasts.
You let us, James.
Did I
I
set it
hit you up,
Man, it's a problem.
and then you passed it to your partner or whomever, and they were great. They hooked us up. I mean, that was probably 5-6 years ago. That
There's
was
no
with
way.
the-
Was it that long ago?
I would think so. It was with the As Told Over brunch thing, wasn't it? The
Yeah, and that's-
brunch weekend.
That's back when the Abacus was just a listener. Because I remember
Yeah.
he bought us a round of beer, and I was like, whoa.
Did we have the straight bar? Was it straight when you first walked
It
in?
was before your
So
renovation.
before-
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That was 5 or 6 years ago.
Wow.
Dang.
We've been doing this a minute.
Well, I've been in there since. I heard that. I thought there was something that happened why we ended up remodeling. Is that not accurate? Or?
No. We had done enough to open up another restaurant, but the deals weren't what we wanted to do, so we were like, well, let's put the money back into what we started with.
You did have a car or something go through. Somebody broke your glass out one day or something.
Oh, yeah,
like
no,
that?
we had one guy punch the glass out.
Oh, that's what it was.
Oh, classy.
Yeah, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. He had apparently just stopped a fight somewhere else on the street and was walking by and decided to punch our glass. He didn't realize we had real plate glass. So
Get him good.
Oh, he sliced himself up. The alarm went off. Cops just followed the trail of blood down to retreat. Found him in the hospital.
I've done that walk of shame before myself.
That's an easy one.
Not from there, but from right down at the what was that? Three Monkeys.
You've broken glass and walked to retreat.
I had a
Glass on face.
Yeah, glass.
Oh, that's
glass
right,
broken
that's
on my
right.
face, and then went to retreat. Trail of blood.
By a polite lady.
She sounds
I
nice.
said, take that, please.
You drop this.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't mind if I do.
Right.
Here's a new glass. Some assembly required.
Yeah, it was a bit awkward. It was a bit awkward of an evening. So hopefully nothing like that ever happens in your places where something.
I'm sure it never.
Not in a bar.
No, in the fan.
Well, I don't consider. Well, I guess I do consider them bars. I mean, I've definitely been in there for drinks, like specifically just to go to drink. But your food is dope.
Oh, yeah, no,
For sure.
We're absolutely restaurant first. But, I mean, it is the fan, so you get a bar crowd, you get a bar crowd.
When
We're good with it.
When I first saw Social 52, I thought it was a craft beer bar. Like that's just what I thought. I don't know why I thought that, but I was like, oh, cool, craft beer bar. Went in there and I was like, oh, with really good drinks. Ooh, the menu looks fantastic.
Yeah.
I was taken aback. That place is good though. You still do brunches?
Still do brunch Saturday, Sunday. It's pretty much the same brunch across all the restaurants because, I mean, it's brunch is simple. You just put a good quality product out and you don't really have to change it too much.
And people just love mimosas, which are just joke easy to make.
Yeah, we do the full craft cocktail bar. So we have midnight breakfast. We've got a bunch of craft cocktails that are made for brunch style.
What is a midnight breakfast?
The funny thing is, couldn't even tell you.
But it's popular.
Yeah, no, I mean my bartenders are so good. We got really great bartenders, really great managers, and so we give them not free reign, but we give them the ability to put things on the menu and be creative themselves because it keeps them interested.
I like
And
that.
Ownership.
Yeah, that's got to help. I'm no restaurant person, but I would assume if you let them play a part, that's gonna help with everything.
Oh yeah, you got to let them put their twist on it.
Yeah.
I mean that's how you find the good stuff. I was in a place in Lynchburg the other day, and I was going up the elevator and just happened to catch like the manager who was going up, and he had a bag full of mint, and I assume it was mint. It smelled like mint. This could have been really good shit. I don't know. But my wife was like, "Oh, you make mojitos?" And he was like, "Yeah, I mean we can." He's like, "But I use this to infuse the tequila." He's like, "We do a
minty tequila.
yeah." He goes, "We do a cucumber infused and mint infused tequila." And I was like, "Okay, that sounds really interesting." So I get up there and I was like, "Well, I'd like to get a drink with that stuff." And I was like, "I guess I'll have it in a mule," because they said on their mules they said they had Mexican, Kentucky, and
Russian?
Moscow. And so I was like, "Oh yeah, well I'll take that infused." He's like, "Well, we don't use it in that." I was like, "What the hell do you use it in?" He's like, "Usually, you sip on it." I was like, "No, I want the Mexican mule and put that in
Yeah,
there."
but mule is
Ginger beer.
yeah, but it's the Mexican would be the tequila, not the.
That was my logic.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, we don't do that." And I was like, "Well, you do now. Like, put it in there. Let me try it." And it was the best damn drink going.
But he was mad that you stepped on his.
No, he
recipe?
couldn't believe he never thought of it
Oh, okay.
I got a
can't-
bone to pick with cucumber.
with cucumber. Why?
Yeah.
I don't know where you're going with this, but I'm behind you.
It's a 3-1 game right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I love cucumber.
Everybody that drinks cucumber, after they drink it, they say, "That's really refreshing."
Yes, that's
And I don't understand. So this comes from, there's a cucumber Gatorade these days. Had no idea.
Oh, my
We just got
God.
some.
There is.
Wife loves it.
Yes,
They love
it's
it.
good. It's really
And
light.
everyone that drinks
it's
it
so refreshing.
says it's so refreshing.
It's
They
so
do that.
refreshing.
And I'm like turning red in the face because I'm like, it's a vegetable. Water's refreshing. What are you talking about? What about that is refreshing? It just tastes like a vegetable smushed in your water. Why is that refreshing?
I don't know. You ever notice if you go to you're in the Caribbean, they have like the big carafe of water in the hotel lobby. It almost always has cucumber floating in it too, because
Right,
it's so
but-
damn refreshing.
So
It's
is
not.
water.
Water's refreshing.
Sure, but now you're telling
But
me
why is water with a vegetable refreshing?
It can't be more refreshing than standard water. Is what you're
It's
getting
just, I
at.
find it funny that everybody says it's like the one word that everyone says when they drink cucumber. They're like, "Oh, it's so refreshing," and I just don't get it.
Also,
can't wrap my head
Gatorade's
around
not
it.
refreshing. Water
Oh.
is refreshing.
Did Gatorade become like fruit juice like
Yeah.
10 years ago? I thought it was supposed to be like a sports drink, and now it's just like juice. It's
And
like
weird
weird. It's like the
flavors.
Kool-Aid of the 21st century.
Yeah. They reined it in though with the whole low calorie stuff. They backed off that juicy
Yeah,
side
they
of
do
it.
have the zero these
It's
days.
the G2,
yeah.
Yeah,
like the half sugar.
that's exactly right.
I feel
Which
like
is-
your teeth are rotting out on the original stuff now.
Yeah, exactly.
Which-
We're all hopped up on Gatorade these days.
I just want them to make one where they literally just put half the sugar.
Yeah,
And
which is
not-
kind of
not
what
add-
the G2
Yeah,
is
it's the
like.
G2.
But then they
Yes.
added sucralose.
They did.
to like. to
No,
like-
that's for the zero. The G2 was just light.
Yeah,
It's got some artificial bullshit.
Take a
No,
regular Gatorade and mix it with water.
That's
But
the
that's
way
what
to
I
do.
do.
It.
I
Yeah,
take
that is
my
the way to do it.
Gatorade and I either chug a little or I pour a little out and then I fill it back up with water and I'm like,
That's
refreshing.
refreshing.
Yes. That's a much better Gatorade.
I remember as a kid, back in the 80s when Gatorade was really taking off, it was like after every time you played a sport, it's like, get a Gatorade. And I would literally be dying of thirst, chugging a Gatorade and puking red
Yeah.
guy number 5 up because
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, this isn't hydrating me.
My
And they're
coach
like,
told me to.
and they're like, the science says, I'm like, fucking water. Water does it. Like,
So does Brondo, right?
Yeah,
And
plants need
electrolytes.
electrolytes.
Yeah. Okay, sure.
yeah.
My sweat is a little bit salty. Maybe I do need this shit.
Yeah.
it's the electrolytes.
Well,
Right.
and it's like, yeah, I just played some T-ball or something. I didn't run a fucking marathon.
Right.
Like, I don't need to pop salt pills and
Exactly.
get
It may
IVs.
be the most brilliant marketing in the history of all marketing.
Oh, it's got to be, yeah.
Yeah. We're going to cover up this juice, and we're going to tell the kids it's great for them.
And it's just full of sugar.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
it's full of sugar.
Yeah.
But it's that little bit of salt they added.
It's
That is
genius.
the trick.
And if you want
Yeah.
to jump like this guy and play ball like this
Right.
guy, you better drink this
Yeah,
juice.
drink another.
Yeah. I'm just getting fatter.
We'll make
Yeah.
47 flavors of it that don't even snow frost. Like, what's the hell is snow frost?
Barney Purple. Like,
outside of refreshing.
White. I have a white one that I just threw in the trash can. What the hell is white? It's like the mystery airhead or something.
Yeah, it's Arctic. That's the Arctic frost.
Oh, everybody knows the Arctic flavor. It's refreshing too.
Yeah, it just stays cold longer.
Yeah.
I would assume.
Yeah, that's what it's marketed as.
I've been doing the liquid IVs like a ton, to the point that there's 4 different bags inside right now. Like I love a liquid IV
Like for your gym workouts and stuff?
for
hangovers?
Hangovers.
Yeah.
First
strictly.
Bowflex.
Yeah. Well, you can't sit on a Bowflex that long and not have a liquid IV.
Makes sense.
It's crazy talk.
Right when the regular IVs dried out.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Well, it's just so much easier to have a liquid IV versus an intravenous IV.
Oh, okay.
But they're basically just Gatorade. But they say that they've got the optimum amount of glucose.
Yes.
Which
Definitely.
isn't glucose just sugar.
They're not nearly as sweet and like juicy, like fake juicy as a Gatorade is.
So you're
in
telling
my
me the
opinion.
liquid IV is like the next round of the marketing where it's like they're onto us with the Gatorade.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's pump
To the
this
point
liquid
that
IV.
if you're in CVS, they have them like single pouches.
Yeah.
Like
Lucy's?
as you're checking out.
Yeah. Wait, you're doing this for hangovers?
Oh yeah.
Have y'all done the Pedialyte yet?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
This is like
Pedialyte's good, too.
doing Pedialyte.
Okay.
But it's just got the optimal amount of glucose.
I got like Jacob and his friend before football games got these things, shaking them up in their water bottles. I'm like, damn, man.
Nice.
Are they liquid
How are y'all in the
IVs?
know? Either that or something
Well,
on the
vitamin
list.
S.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it's liquid IV.
They do the
And I'm
shot in their butt.
How are you 12 and know about it and I don't?
Yeah,
I got a Gatorade in the back for you.
1979 called. I got you covered.
That's right.
Yeah, it seems to work. I don't know. I chug one before going to bed if I've been drinking.
Really?
And I feel fine the next day.
Interesting.
But is it a placebo effect too? You know, when I was drinking, I swore by them. You drink one at night and one in the morning, you feel better.
The double shot's the way to go.
But
for
half
sure.
of that is just you've already consumed another 20 ounces of water,
Right.
so you're already helping the cause. It all goes back to the
Yeah.
water,
Mix
right?
this
Like,
liquid IV with 60 ounces of water.
It's amazing how that works.
That's right.
if you eat a healthy, balanced diet, don't drink, and then take one of these liquid IVs with 47 gallons of water, you will feel great the next day.
Did you just call it liquid diabetes?
I think it's a liquid IV.
Okay, well, liquid diabetes is actually a pretty funny name.
Yeah.
That's Gatorade.
That was their first one. That was their first attempt. It didn't work. Didn't
Yeah, they
stick.
shot it down.
Yeah. Focus groups were
We're
not
gonna.
fans.
I don't trust this liquid diabetes, but liquid IV works. It's the same thing. All right, just change the name.
Yeah. We're dealing
Have
with
y'all ever
Americans here.
done? I don't. We might talk. I've never done one of those like hangover IVs. Have any of y'all ever done those?
Yeah, like
Where
at
you
a
pay,
bar. I've seen bars that have that.
You done it, James?
Absolutely. The potassium IVs.
Is it good?
Oh my God.
I bet.
That's gotta work. Like that's no.
Oh no, they're great.
That's
Well,
no
it's not a
liquid
B,
IV.
B12 vitamin and stuff too, right?
Yeah,
Isn't that
you
like-
can get a whole cocktail mix of like potassium, B12, and
Heroin.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
got
crazy.
the
You
good
just
stuff
sit
in the back.
down and they hook you up, and then you just walk out like a new person.
That's
That's
gotta be
insane.
wild. You've
Yeah.
done it?
No.
Yeah, I
the
mean-
concept of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not some 12 ounces of Gatorade bullshit. Like
Nah.
that's literally straight to the vein. Like
Right.
you've got to feel better after
You guys
that.
know where all that started, right?
I want to.
Broker people in New York, they would party all night long, and they would call these nurse friends of theirs into their offices because they had
That's
an
awesome.
8:00 meeting.
Yeah.
They
brilliant.
Get an IV at 7:00. So then they started doing all these offices around the country.
Genius.
I saw they had them when I was in Nashville.
The markup's got to be through the roof. Like I think it's like $150 or something. Like and it takes like 15 minutes. It's like one bag of saline.
Yeah.
Saline's $10.
Right.
It's perfect. But you got to have someone who can put it in your arm. That's where the markup comes.
You ever given blood? Half those people don't know what the hell they're doing. They're just sticking you like a. Yeah.
I do
Today's
get
my
a lot.
first day.
Yeah, exactly.
I do get a lot
They
of
blame it on you. We're getting the veins. Talking about.
You got weak veins. What are you talking about?
I'll go have a liquid IV. I should be fine.
Exactly.
Now my veins are awesome. Yeah, when I was in Nashville, they had competing IV companies. Like there were so many. Like you take a piss in this stall, and there's an ad for one. And you take a piss in this stall, there's a different company advertising them. And they're all trying to like undercut each other. Like first time, $79. And I was in this one bar where they had multiples. And when I walked out, no joke, they had like the stand with the IV bag
Nice.
handing. Someone actually had one out there. They
Wow.
were like, call us. I was like, this is crazy.
That's
They're
like
all
the liquor
competing.
rep at the ABC store. Like,
Oh, I fall for that every time.
Well, I'm pretty sure there's in Old Vegas in Fremont.
Yeah.
There's like one of the kiosk ones that you
Oh,
can get
that's awesome.
in Fremont.
while you're partying.
Yeah.
Put your arm
awesome.
here.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
sit down on our stool and
Yeah, that's
I can
awesome.
still be drinking a beer while doing it.
Yeah, watching people fly over top of you.
This is brilliant.
Yeah.
I don't even have to stop partying.
I knew I shouldn't have had that shot. Here, let's swing by the kiosk
Yeah.
at Fremont Street.
Add
and
that to your list for
taken
restaurant
back
biz.
down.
yeah, little
Okay.
mall kiosk.
Get the oxygen
Yeah.
mask slapped
Oh
on.
yeah.
I was in LA, and you know how like the mini bar has like all the different things, and like now they have like headphones and chargers for exorbitant prices.
Talking about at a hotel room?
Yeah, you get
Yeah, I
a
don't
little,
stay in those hotels.
little mini
But
bar.
I'll take your word for it.
And
We'll
this
leave the light
one,
on for you.
They had
Troy.
an aerosol can of oxygen
Hojo.
in there, and I
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
I couldn't resist. I was
Did
like,
you?
I am purchasing.
It's got the little mask on the top of it, and you just,
Yeah, you just-
literally hit it.
Yeah. And so I just was like doing
Did you get the
oxygen the
Wawas?
whole time. No, it felt like oxygen. I don't know if I actually got anything out of it, you know?
It's just stale
You just
fucking
want
Just
25
clean
hotel
air.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was about $25 for
Yeah.
me to just look cool.
He lost weight from the money he gave.
Yeah, I'm down about 4 ounces.
Yeah.
But it looked cool. Like I'd walk out and be like,
Did-
what are you doing? Like,
Did it feel different?
it did feel a little different. Like it was almost like a head rush. But like
That's the plot from the Lorax. The guys,
Yes.
the guys selling fake air. The guys canning air. The evil guys
Yeah.
canning air and selling it to all the townspeople.
I thought you were going to say Fear and Loathing, but
Could be that too.
I've never actually seen the Lorax, but I've listened to it
Yep.
about 100 times because it was the only DVD in my car.
Yeah.
And so the kids would watch the Lorax and I would just have to listen to it.
I saw that. I heard that one about 50 times before I actually saw it as well.
Yeah. So I know when it's coming. I'll be like, oh yeah, this is where they're gonna do the hustle song.
That's right.
Know all kinds of stuff. But never actually seen it. I assume it's good.
Yeah.
The kids are laughing. I don't know. Threw an oxygen back there to them. Got all fucked up.
Gave an IV.
did you take the oxygen in awkward times when people were staring at you?
Oh, I would literally put it in my bag.
Yeah.
And like I'd be down in like the meetings.
Right.
And I'd be like, "Whew, it's tiring, huh? And they'd like go get coffee and I'd be like, I'm just gonna do this oxygen.
Did you cover one nostril when you did it?
No, I wouldn't. I didn't make it weird. I didn't want them to think I knew how to do anything like
Didn't
that.
make it weird.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was weird enough. But yeah, it was all for gimmick.
Oh, yeah.
Like clearly, like I wouldn't take enough. I'd just be like, oh, there we go, better. Don't
Don't
have
wanna
to
waste
save it.
Oh my gosh.
How long ago was that?
This is probably like 5 years ago.
I'm thinking we need to create a company that does oxygen vaping.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
mean, the vape is the new thing.
So I just hit it and it like
It's just like pure oxygen.
Yeah.
creates the
None of
But-
the,
but
bullshit,
in
none
a
of the
vape
bullshit
pen?
in the air.
I mean, it's also dehydrated
Yeah.
water cans and everything else. So.
yeah.
I want all that stuff.
Hydrated water.
Dehydrated water. Just add water.
Yeah, it's Perrier, just like from Spaceballs, right?
And they were ahead of it.
That's right.
Fucking Mel Brooks, man. That guy.
He's a genius.
Pretty good.
So James, how the restaurants going?
That's right. Talk about derailing.
We get derailed if you
It's
haven't.
been a real rough couple of years.
I bet
What?
it
Did
has
something happen?
been.
What happened?
Really bad.
Something going
owners.
on downtown? I don't
Really,
know.
really bad
That's right. Yeah, what happened downtown? Weird.
Yeah, how did you all fare during all of that?
Well, you know, it was weird because Charred Swift Creek, we had it built out. We did our final training with our kitchen staff March 16th, the day the governor shut everything down.
Oh,
we
no.
we shut down social March 16th, which was a Sunday, and then we were going to open Charred on Tuesday, the 18th.
Oh my gosh.
So, you know, $1 million build
Nailed
out.
it. Perfect timing.
Opened up the 19th, completely revamped the menu for to go. But it was really nice because the local community had been begging for us to open.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the Chesterfield, there's a couple Chesterfield like magazines or whatever. They had been covering us huge. BizSense had covered us. And it was just one of those things where the local community just went way over beyond with ordering to go food and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. So, you know, we were never in fear of shutting the doors with how quickly people rallied
Right.
around us. So it was
How
nice.
great is that?
No,
Because I
I
know
mean,
we
if you-
went out of our way to support the restaurants that we already knew because we felt bad.
Yeah.
You didn't even have that built up.
Well, the location is key too because there's so many people moving down there, and there's really not a lot of non-chain options there. So I think you were prime for what you were bringing into that place at that time.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean,
Yeah.
I used my day job. I'm in commercial real estate for the day job, and so I used those resources to figure out where to open up a restaurant. And so we used that information, you know,
Yeah.
LoopNet and all those, CoStar, So I used all that to really pinpoint where we wanted, and then that deal came forward. So
That's awesome.
yeah, no, it was great.
So have y'all since like changed anything up? Like it seems like a lot of these restaurants are really encompassing and gravitating towards the to-go people. Like I'll go into any restaurant now and it's like they're doing all the food services and drive-throughs and all this, and it's like the customers that are in these restaurants don't hardly matter anymore because they're doing so much business going out the door.
And that's actually not the case. It looks like it, but it's not. Like the to-go cocktails and everything might be 2% of our
wow.
sales. I mean, it's a nice thing. Like you get a to-go cocktail after your meal because you want to go home and have another cocktail if you really liked it.
I agree.
That
like
is
we
awesome.
We do a lot of like old fashions because we slow drip our old fashioned and infuse it.
Well, I'm not talking about your place. I'm talking about other restaurants I go to. Like if you go stand in certain restaurants, fast food or not, like it's like they're just doing so much of the DoorDash and all those things. It's like it seems like some places have changed hours, changed staffing, just to do more of that side of the stuff. Not opening as early as they might have. You know, we're just going to focus on dinners. We're just going to focus on certain times of day. Or have y'all gotten to go back to what your original idea was?
We haven't seen that. We're back to our original.
Oh,
100%.
great.
Oh, really? So what you were targeting for dine-in is where you are now?
We're not at the volume we want because like we got through COVID and we're like, okay, we saw that increase and we got to our pro forma numbers.
Okay.
And then the economy went.
Yeah.
So we're down a little bit, but it's just a matter of managing the business. But I mean, the customer base, they want to dine out. They want to get back to being social. They want to get back to seeing their friends. I mean, it's amazing. Like you'll walk in and people will see people. I haven't seen you in 6 months.
Oh, yeah.
And they're just jumping around table to table talking to people.
But the to-go is still through the roof.
No, not for us.
Oh,
Not what
really?
we've seen. Yeah.
Interesting.
And a lot of the people that I talk to, because I mean, we're friends. I mean, it's a small industry in the Richmond market, and you know, there's some that do a lot. Like you know, sushi does really well to go and things of that nature. But a general restaurant, they haven't seen the to go as much as you would think,
Really?
in my opinion. So
Gotcha.
what I'm hearing.
Well, you would know.
Are you guys
more than-
on like the Grubhub DoorDash circuit?
We were, and then we gave it up because they take so much of a fee.
They do.
Yeah.
They take 30%.
And you're getting a bad. Your product isn't as good when it gets to because they've dropped it or fumbled it or eaten it or fucking done
on, but
whatever they do.
They take 30% out of your, like, if you're charging $10 for something, you only get $7.
Correct. So,
But I think they leave it to you. Like if you want to charge your full, like, so then why is the menu price so much higher? Is it the
That's why
restaurant that's charging it more to
we're
make up?
damned if we do, we're damned
That's
if we
right.
don't, right? So
Yeah.
they'll
Yeah.
look on our online menu on our website, which is our in-house dining.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
We sell something for $10. Then they look at DoorDash and it's 14. Well,
Yeah.
why are you charging us more? Well, because I have to. Because
Get
of
off
the
your
fee that
ass.
That's
they
right.
take.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we got rid of all the delivery service we do, and maybe that's why we're not as.
Well, I
That
love
could be
that.
a part of it.
Yeah.
Because I'm a glutton for it. Even
it's
though
like-
I literally, every time I do it, I'm like, I'm never doing this again. It's 40% more than it should be.
And that's the thing.
But
Is
then
like
I do it.
we're not
Yeah.
like we're not your fine dining restaurant, but we're not a cheap restaurant.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. You know, and so I mean, we have a $36 or $32 scallops dish, but I mean, it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite.
But
dish
and
of
in a
all time.
way, it's also it's devaluing that dish. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't,
Oh, yeah.
you don't
Who
want
wants
to.
scallops after 20 minutes of travel time?
Well, even if they do, you may
don't.
not want them.
You
it's
don't
not.
want- yeah.
It's not delivering what you want to deliver to them. You know what I mean?
You don't want that product out there.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
So I've been waiting 40 minutes and the food shows up and it's not, and I'm like, oh, this
Because,
isn't.
Yeah, human nature is going to be like, oh,
Yeah.
they're just rubbery. They're not going to think of the fact that they came and they
Yeah.
sat or whatever. You know
Some
what I mean?
jackass took
then-
the long way to your house.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
And then what are you going to do? You're going to go to Google and leave a review.
That's
Well,
right.
Yeah, especially if it's
great.
bad, because we've learned that bad reviews are
Yeah.
like tenfold as opposed to
Oh.
the maybe more than that.
Yeah, and if you got a short haircut, it's over with.
I had one today that was like, I've been here 5 times. Every time has been great. This most recent time was horrible, and they left us a 2-star review. Well,
Like you just said, 5 times was great.
Yeah.
As a
Average
business-
5 times
as a
5
business
and
owner,
2.
as a business owner, I want to reply with, "Well, thanks for the 5 reviews where we were great," instead of waiting for the one time.
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
had. You know, and it's like
That
we're
stings.
human, and the labor shortage and all that.
Yeah.
It's, you know, so don't open a restaurant if you have any kind of an ego.
No,
That's my advice.
That's
I
right.
can't imagine, man. I really can't. And I try to be patient and open minded, especially after COVID. Like you go out to eat and you just see people humping, and you know it's like it's hard out there, man.
So let's drill into this labor thing. How brutal is that, dude?
Oh, it's absolutely it's
Insane.
an absolute nightmare. Behind the training time because they got to learn the menu, they got to learn our steps of
Yeah.
service, they got to learn all that kind of stuff. And then the problem is they have one bad shift, or you say one thing wrong to them, and they realize I can go get another job 10 feet away and make just as much money
Yeah.
in 5 seconds.
Right.
Like it's brutal, and so that's where we were. I mentioned earlier of letting people be creative, letting people
Yeah.
bring ideas to the table.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to work. I don't care what industry you're in. You don't want to work in a place where you're just told what to do.
Oh yeah, no. They want to
Yeah.
feel like they're a part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we try to do that. We've got a great core staff. Absolutely great core, and I think I'm seeing differences in the labor pool right now, where we're posting ads,
Trending upwards.
We're getting better quality.
Oh,
But the
nice.
thing is during COVID, the good quality restaurant workers, they had connections like with the three of y'all, and if y'all were hiring, you'd think of, hey, let me call this restaurant
Yeah.
person who now doesn't have a job.
Right.
Yeah.
They could do this thing at my company
Because they
But
were
those-
probably good at other things as well
they're
as
personable.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what makes
yeah.
a really good restaurant
good
employee,
point.
right? So they're personable. So they've moved on to other industries. So now not only are we having to train brand new people in the industry, we're having to train them our way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and we know that from talking with Terrence at Penny Lane. They had to let some people go, and
And they couldn't get 'em back.
They couldn't get them back because it's like, oh well, they've moved on, and you can't blame them. No. It's what happened. But I was asking about the whole retooling thing because I think they kind of retooled their hours and stuff. Like they're focusing more on their busier times, and let's just double down on that as opposed to trying to be open for lunch through dinner through into the night. Like maybe we don't do as many lunches, because the bank district isn't as populated now because people are working from home and stuff like that. So
Oh
it's
yeah,
just so
Social
weird.
was never open for lunch, right? And
Yeah.
we had thought about opening for lunch, but Social is a dinner and then a lively bar atmosphere at night. We traded that off with the Charreds of we do lunch and dinner. We close at 10. Like,
Yeah.
we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you still have drinks. Good
Oh,
drinks.
absolutely. Yeah.
Well, and you could do the whole for where Charred is located, you can have the parents and stuff that want to have a drink and then still get home at a decent hour. They're not 2 a.m. Night owls. So
But that's me. I like to have a beer, and then I like to have an old fashioned at the end of my meal.
yeah,
And that's kind of which you said something I'm not familiar with this. You slow dripped an old fashioned. What?
Oh, I mean, before we started, I said I'd put the chicken and waffles up against any chicken and waffles. I'll put my slow drip up against any slow drip you've ever had in your life.
What is a slow
I don't even know what
drip?
a slow drip is.
So it's a slow drip old fashioned. So have you seen a coffee slow dripper?
Yeah.
Okay, so we take a coffee slow dripper, we put bourbon in the top. I actually stole it from a restaurant in Chicago. They did it with tea bags.
Oh, Brendan's in. Stop talking.
Yeah.
Sold.
You said
Take my
Chicago.
money.
I love Chicago. All things Chicago.
I went to a
Yeah.
restaurant in Chicago. I was sitting at the lunch counter and I was eating my lunch, and this thing's just dripping right in front of me. I was like, "What is that?" And they're slow dripping bourbon to make. They did it with a Manhattan.
What are they dripping? Are they
Tea
infusing
bags.
it?
Yeah,
Tea bags.
They
Okay.
use tea bags, and so I got back to Richmond. I messaged the Facebook of the restaurant. I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna steal your idea. I'm sorry, but do you want to partner up and figure out how to make this even better?" So they said no. So we our first one
Kick rocks.
was cocoa nibs, banana, and cinnamon sticks.
Ooh.
Whoa.
And that was our bar manager created it, and we were like, "This is going to be horrible."
So you just put all that in the top.
Yeah, and then we
you
run
pour
it through,
the bourbon in.
We
and then
run it through
just-
3 times, so it's like a 12-hour process,
Wow.
and then we turn it into an old fashioned. And I mean, it's you can drink the bourbon by itself, and you taste all of those flavors on the back end. I drink it by itself when I am drinking. A lot of people prefer the old fashioned because it sweetens it up and
Yeah.
makes it a little bit smoother.
I'm a huge. I had never had an old fashioned until we were doing a podcast one night. This guy Ray came on and he brought in the cherries and all this stuff. And
Teaser. He will be here September 22nd that week
yes,
to talk about all things Spirit Halloween.
including the new movie.
Yes, and the Spirit Halloween movie, and the rumor has it he's got a drinking podcast coming out that he's going to be talking about. So,
Well, this guy should have a drinking podcast because he made an old fashioned that I was like, whoa, I like old fashions. I had no idea. I think it's because I mistook a Manhattan for an old fashioned. Turns out I hate Manhattans and I really like old fashions. And I always thought that an old fashioned was a Manhattan. So he made one. I was like, oh, yeah, man, I'll try it. I was like, oh, shit. Now I get them anywhere I can go. And I love people that infuse them and mix it up, put a twist on it. Now I'm dying to try this. It's got banana and cocoa nibs. And
Well,
all
we
that.
change it up
Or-
flavorly, so seasonality we'll change it up. So that's
And this is where? Charred?
Charred or Social.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's our signature drink at all the places.
Nice.
So it's currently pumpkin spice.
No, it's not pumpkin spice.
That's weird.
We are putting a pumpkin spice drink on the menu though. So
As well, you should.
All the white chicks
masses
are be happy.
demand it.
That's right.
Yeah.
I saw I tried to get a beer today.
Yoga
where,
pants in 3, 2, 1.
And oversized
Tumblers.
sweatshirts and hoodies.
Yeah.
Well, we were in Alaska for a family vacation a couple weeks ago, and they did alcoholic hot chocolate.
Oh,
So
that's
we're thinking about that for the winter season.
what
awesome.
alcohol do you put in hot chocolate?
Oh, I mean, you can do all sorts of kinds. Malibu, any kind of coconut works really
What
well.
you should do-
Bailey's,
I feel like we
all of
did that.
kind of
yeah.
stuff.
What you should do, Lee got us into it, and it's local. You get the moonshine, the Belle Isle
Yeah.
moonshine. They do a chocolate
Yep.
mint chocolate moonshine that is delicious in that hot chocolate. That's like my wife's signature cold weather drink.
I like all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do y'all do? We were talking about it last episode or a couple episodes ago. The mocktails. Do y'all do any of those?
We can.
Where the non-alcoholic?
Yeah,
stuff?
we don't put them on the menu, but I mean, so like as a craft cocktail bartender, you know your flavor profiles really well, so they can pop open things like that without.
Because that's booming. I think right now. Like
It is.
Yeah, I mean, we actually had I think it was Chesterfield, some kind of teachers association come in for their training or whatever they were doing before the
Yeah.
school year, and they did pizzas and mocktails during the training. They
didn't drink alcohol because all the teachers I know like to go out
Well,
for
it
a
was-
happy hour and get.
Well, no, but it was an actual.
Oh,
function,
okay,
right?
yeah,
It was at
yeah.
12 o'clock, so it was part of their work day.
Because all the
so-
teachers I know hit all the local bars around here and like to throw them back.
I love that they're like, no, we don't want any juice or anything like that. We want it to taste like the alcohol. That
That's
we're gonna
right,
drink
yeah.
when we're done.
Yeah, exactly.
They're scratching their necks. You got any more?
Exactly.
You got any more than mocktails?
Right.
I got to deal with these kids in 2 weeks. Am I off work yet?
Yeah.
It's 1:00.
Yeah.
Let's get back to just the cocktail.
I know they hit up Wood and Iron over here all the time.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, we go in there and I'm like, I know you, and you. See you Monday in class.
Yeah.
Teachers drink. I was at back to school tonight, and I was like, there was one teacher I came across where I was like, all right, she probably doesn't drink that much. And then she made a comment about drinking. I was like, never mind.
What made you say that?
She just kind of had like that.
Buttoned up?
Yeah, just that older kind of
What'd she teach?
mom. She was math.
I think our kids have the same math teacher. Did she talk about how she likes to, on her free time, study the Bible?
No.
Oh, okay. My son's math teacher was like, I have 2 boys and they're both named after biblical people. And
Yeah.
she's like, and in my free time, I like to garden and study the Bible. And I was like, yeah, she probably doesn't get down.
She throws down. Generally.
She's been teaching for 30 years. She's been around.
She
a
may
minute.
be the same one. Boys live in Tampa and Charleston.
I don't remember where she said gray hair.
I don't even remember. I don't recall. But she did make a comment about drinking, and I was like, "Huh." Threw me for a loop there. I thought you were the one. You were going to be.
Like, are you saying you want to
sober.
bong a beer, or how much do you drink?
We did. We bonged a beer, high fived her. I was like, make sure my daughter gets a good grade. She did give me like a pass where if my daughter misses homework, I can like give it one time. Like she can just skip a homework.
Like a
assignment.
get out of jail free card.
Yeah, she was like, to the teachers who came, the 4 of you, your
The
kids-
to the parents that came.
Yeah, the parents that came. She's like,
Oh, it was only 4 in the whole class.
in that whole classroom, there were
Wow.
only 4.
There were
of
only
us that
5
showed
in
up.
our math, and there were probably 5 or 6 in each class. I was kind of surprised.
Thanks a lot, Fauci.
Yeah, people just aren't caring.
Well, a lot of people were in masks, and a lot of people still didn't want to be out in a public setting. You know,
Wow.
still a thing.
That's crazy.
But the kids aren't wearing masks.
They don't have to.
But
Now,
they're-
some
but
kids
they're-
do if their parents ask them to.
I don't know. I asked my daughter. She said, really,
I would assume most of them
I
don't.
saw more parents wearing masks than the ratio of kids wearing masks,
really?
according to my kids.
Oh, okay.
I say it's pretty rare to see a kid in a mask, but I would say there was like 25% of the parents I was
Yeah, there
seeing
were a lot.
were in masks. So I was like, all right, these are the parents that are telling their kids to wear masks, and then their kids are not.
They get to school and rip that shit off.
Yeah.
They're taking it off. But then it was like I started feeling awkward. I was like, should I be wearing a mask? Like these people were wearing masks. I'm like sitting next to them. I didn't put a mask on.
They started sneezing.
Nah, I didn't put it on.
Coughing.
I did get that new vaccine, though.
Nice.
So we'll see. I haven't had a hard on since. I'm a little nervous about that.
So business as usual?
Yeah, so things are fine. I don't see any
Nailed it.
ramifications.
Right.
No, I thought that was like I was waiting. I was like, I want to get that new jump.
Oh, you
Yeah.
were?
Yeah.
What's the new one?
It's got the Omicron,
the BA5
BA5, BA4.
variant. I got it on the cruise, so
Nice.
You got COVID. On the, I was going to say they're giving out vaccines
on your
the cruise?
Alaska trip. Man, I saw pictures from that. That looked awesome.
It was great until I got COVID. I mean, I got messed up.
Were you laid out?
Yeah. I mean, I was.
Was it your first time?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Which is the weird part because even so I do federal government construction work. So I traveled the entire time during COVID.
Yeah.
The government got me, the vaccine and everything. I got it early. Through all the travel, never once
That's
got
crazy.
anything. And then I go on a boat. I mean, it's a floating petri dish. Let's be real.
Yeah, they're disgusting.
So, but yeah, no. I mean, I was.
Yeah, but you were outside a lot too. I mean, you're in Alaska.
Oh yeah, no. We did a week on land first.
Oh,
And then
okay.
we did a week on the boat.
Definitely got it on the boat.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. It was day 2 on the boat. When I got it, day 3, I was in my. Luckily, I had a balcony room by myself, so I was able to go in and out of the balcony. But yeah, I just pretty much stayed in the room. They brought me food. They brought me food when I wanted food, which was very rare.
Oh wow! Lost your hunger.
Oh, I mean, it was like 100. I didn't have a thermometer with me, but I would have guessed 102, 103 degree fever. Like I was just
It's hotter than hell.
no
Just
cough,
miserable.
no nothing of that. But it was just absolute miserable.
Fatigue.
Yeah, and that lasted for like a week after I got back.
Did you lose your smell and taste and all that?
I don't have a sense of smell anyway.
Oh,
Never had one.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You can't smell.
My sinuses are too small for olfactory glands. I found that out when I was 8.
That's crazy.
How did you find that out? I guess
Which
something
means you
weird
can't
happened.
taste very well either.
Well, that's
Hanging
the
out
funny
with
part,
the
right? So,
smelly
like,
kid.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, why are you hanging out with Todd
Yeah.
and smelly Todd?
I do shower 3 times a day during the summer now.
Yeah.
Just
I
to
don't
make
know.
sure, like,
No, like so when I was 8, what was it, 8, second grade, around there.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
So I used to get sinus infections all the time, and so they went and put me through an MRI or CAT scan or whatever, and they're just like, "Yeah, we can drill out your nasal passages," and I'm like, "No,
yeah,
Sounds
No,
horrible.
no, thank you."
Yeah.
So
Drill my face, I'll pass.
learned
Right.
learned a bunch of drug, the Flonase and all those kind of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From back then, and so just learned how to deal with it, and don't have any problems anymore. Just still can't smell.
I feel like not.
So could you
smelling-
smell before that?
No, I've never been able to smell.
But you taste things.
So I like everything plain. So like I can't mix a lot of flavors together. So the weird thing, the easiest way to describe it is like pasta with butter and Parmesan cheese. Good. Tomato meat sauce. I like it. You put the tomato meat sauce on the pasta. It's not actually that good to me.
And you
Interesting.
tell me you have the best chicken and waffles. Now I'm just a little concerned about who I'm getting.
It's from guests. I talk to guests all the time.
All right, so it's a general consensus
Yes.
that these are the best
James
chicken
is
and
taking
waffles.
input. This isn't his own bias. I'm assuming he's
Correct.
listening to the people.
I would assume so.
Yeah,
Well,
Or
really,
eating
I'm just
them
looking
separately.
at the sales on the back end of the computer system, and
yeah.
Yeah, you're like, you know what's awesome? The chicken and waffles. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Moving a lot of chicken and waffles,
That makes perfect sense. You
But
don't need to
gotta
be able
get
to
the-
smell to see
You
the.
got to get the sausage gravy.
but
That's
doesn't.
Oh, there's no
Every time.
100%. I would not. I would never eat chicken and waffles without the sausage.
It's surprising how many people don't.
I would not
Kick
get
'em
the
out.
sausage gravy.
That's the whole point.
I don't mess with sausage gravy. I don't mess with any gravy.
God.
I went to a place this past
You
weekend.
don't get this dad bod by eating gravy. Hold on, wait. Yes,
Yeah,
you
you
do.
do. There's a lot of 3-to-1 voting around here right now.
There really
Cucumber, sausage gravy.
Oh, so
What
refreshing.
that? Why is sausage gravy so amazing to people?
Great. No, you said all gravy. That's
I don't
where
like
went
any
off.
gravy.
That's insane. I can give you maybe a pass for sausage gravy because you're like, no, I just like gravy with my turkey. But you're like, I don't eat any gravy. That's like
weird.
mind blowing.
Regular gravy looks disgusting.
Yeah.
Looks
mashed
disgusting.
potatoes
What are
and
you,
gravy?
12? You haven't tried it?
Yeah, I've had it when I was a kid and didn't like it.
dude, here we go.
Oh, okay.
So you're challenging me to
Yeah,
try
I think
gravy.
you need to try gravy again.
Okay.
I do. Because this could be one of those things that grossed you out as a kid that now you're like, oh, that's savory
I'll try
and
it.
tasty.
I think it's
I'll
hard
try
to
it.
get over that.
No, wait, when were you a kid? Like the 80s?
Yeah.
Okay, so
80s,
so like
90s?
nuclear power,
Yeah.
gravy's changed since the 80s.
Yeah.
To take it back to the one I
Exactly.
There you
Yeah,
go.
but I haven't changed.
Your argument against you.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, but I
exactly.
haven't changed. My tastes haven't changed.
Exactly.
Like, well, I guess I mean I definitely eat more than I did as a child. I was
Yeah.
really picky. Now I'm only slightly picky.
Yeah.
But I feel like chicken and waffles and syrup is like pretty damn awesome
It's
without
good.
the gravy.
It's good.
Like,
And that spicy syrup you were talking about,
Yep.
I've been somewhere where they had a spicier syrup, and I was like, ooh, this is even better. Like it kicks it up a notch. But sausage gravy, I mean, that waffle, sop it up in that. Ooh.
That's one of those things. I mean, we do real maple syrup. Like it's not pancake syrup.
Yeah.
It's we spend the money to do it right.
As well you should.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
there's
if you're
because
gonna
there's
do it,
value
yeah.
in that. Like it tastes better.
And people know.
Absolutely. I will spend $1 more to make sure that that's the real deal.
Exactly.
For sure.
Like that's, I'm glad to hear it, but I'm a little weirded out by the lack of gravy in your life over here. Like I'm liking everything James is saying. I'm a little suspect.
But why
over here.
does me not? Well, I guess that's how
You
people
look
operate.
like a guy who would like gravy.
What does
Thank
that
you.
mean?
Yeah. Are you shaming me?
I'm not shaming you. The
Ely.
beard screams gravy.
You're white.
Yeah, he's a bearded white guy. I mean, what else?
That's right.
They feel like you fucking eat gravy. Like what?
Yeah. 99.92% of them do.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because my mom absolutely loves gravy. She will eat gravy on its own. Like
That's
it's-
disgusting.
That is weird.
Yeah, that's like eating
Yeah,
mayonnaise
it's very
on its own.
weird. Yeah.
No, you don't do that.
Well, it's like the Duke. Yeah, like I like mayonnaise on a turkey sandwich, but I wouldn't take a spoonful
But suddenly,
of it.
but if I
to
had a
the
bowl
face.
of gravy and I just had a little piece of toast, suddenly it's amazing. You know what I mean?
And it's okay.
Yeah.
It's not
totally
socially
all good.
awkward.
No.
You just take a
I use
spoon
my,
of it.
Yeah, I use my bread as a spoon. We're cool. Use a metal spoon. I'm out.
It is funny how that works.
Isn't it?
Of course, I have definitely at the end of a meal just scooped up some sausage.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Of course.
can't say that I'm above that.
Right. Because
Sausage gravy seems appropriate. Like it's its own thing. Where gravy's just like a condiment. Be like scooping your ketchup at the end. Like I feel like that would be.
Oh
weird.
no, that yeah, absolutely. Sausage gravy because there's chunks in it.
Yeah.
There's more to it. It's heartier. A regular gravy, no, I don't take my spoon and go through it at the end of the turkey dinner.
if I
Eat
had
some
Thanksgiving dinner without gravy, I'd be like, who is the fuck bird that started this meal and why are we eating this
Do
shit?
you do the gravy on every single thing? Like literally cover
Mostly
the
just
plate,
potatoes and turkey, but it can go wherever it wants. It's free
and
range
it will
gravy.
because it's
Yeah,
gravy.
exactly.
Free range gravy.
Free range gravy.
Yes, that's fair.
Yeah.
It's free range gravy
Uh-huh.
on my plate too.
Write that down.
That should just be the name of the episode.
Bingo.
Free range gravy.
That'll make them think, what the hell are they talking about?
Yeah, I hope they know because we don't know.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah.
We're shooting from the hip. We're having fun over here.
It's sustainably harvested gravy. You know, I plant a gravy tree every time I eat one.
There you go.
I do. We have breakfast at the river all the time, and I'm one of those, like, to me, the most amazing breakfast that could ever be would be like a bed of hash browns, over easy eggs with gravy on top.
Ooh.
All of that together. There's some people that are like, oh, I don't want my food to touch. And I'm like, oh, dude. Mixing that together.
My wife does not like her food touching.
Yeah.
Really? She's one of those?
Yep.
Yeah, I like to see how many times all my food can touch.
Yeah.
Figure out what the best combo is.
The yolk in the hash browns makes the hash browns 20 times better.
I can see that.
Yolk on most things
Right.
makes it better.
Yeah.
That griddle, I have one now at the lake. You have that 36-inch.
Game changer.
Mine's just a one burner, but
Yeah.
like everything's better on that. Everything.
The more you use it, the more you realize I could use this for everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like burgers are just as
Oh,
good on
yeah.
it. Like
That's how they cook them at Mickey D's.
Ronald ain't been lying to me all these years.
I ain't too good for Ronald.
That's right.
That's right. Hey, we should get a deli. There's a pumpkin beer under there.
The good thing is the griddle holds everything.
It does.
Like so, if like
Yeah.
your Worcestershire sauce falls
Yep.
off, like it just sits in all that
Oh, yeah.
stuff.
Which helps it cook. Gives it
Japanese
more
is
flavor.
amazing. Breakfast is amazing. Really.
It should be in there somewhere. It's a dogfish head.
Yeah, see, like this will be fun with me here, is because no sense of smell and tasting things.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what I was gonna say. Like it's got to be weird tasting stuff, right?
Do you ever taste something though where you're like, whoa, that hit? Like, is there any types of flavors that resonate or hit the nerves better than others? No,
not
you're
that,
just
not that it's really hit.
everything's
Yeah, I mean,
gray. I
yeah,
gotcha.
It's
Ooh, it smells like
You
a
want a
pumpkin
whole one,
beer.
Ely?
Sure.
Now I will say though, like you'll be walking down the street with me randomly, I'll be like, "You smell oranges?"
Really?
Like, and it's just like
So some things
you'll-
come through.
Well, no, you'll look at me like you're insane. I don't know what you're talking about
Right.
now, right? Like I can hold a bottle of ammonia under my nose and just take a really deep breath where y'all are like passing out.
That's crazy.
James, do you want a whole one or a
No,
taster?
just pour me out some little years.
I did lose my smell and taste for COVID for like damn near a year. And, ooh, that's weird.
Yeah, these.
I walked a mile in your shoes for like a year. It was super strange.
Oh, you had it for a whole year?
Well, I lost taste and smell for whatever, like a month. But then it was only like 50% for like a year. It was weird.
This is a pumpkin ale by Dogfish
Oh,
Head.
the pumpkin. Like there's no peat.
Pumpkin. Yeah, pumpkin. Brown ale brewed with pumpkin and spices, 7%. Our full body brown ale. God, I can't talk. Brewed with smooth hints of real pumpkin, brown sugar, cinnamon, allspice, and nutmeg. Didn't we determine nutmeg is basically what pumpkin spice is?
Yeah, I was gonna say there's some serious something.
And the funny thing is this isn't that bad to
Yeah.
me.
No, it's not bad at all. There's an aftertaste I can't put my finger
I thought it was that cinnamon or something. I can't tell what it is. I think
I smell the cinnamon on the nose.
But this is a fairly good example of a pumpkin beer.
Pumpkin.
Yeah,
Pumpkin.
pumpkin. Who makes the pumpkin?
That's a good question that I cannot recall.
Yeah, if you don't remember, we don't.
Southern Tier.
Okay.
It just had to work through some things
Yeah.
there.
You could have said anything and I'd have been like, yeah, makes sense.
I believe that's right. I'm saying it with confidence into a microphone.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
So it's a fact.
yeah. So now it's a fact. This is how you spread shit like that.
You know what's actually really disappointing? Pumpkin chunkin. Doesn't happen anymore.
Oh, they
doesn't.
don't do it anymore?
No.
Why not?
They stopped it a couple years ago. The guy, somebody got sued. They crashed one of the four-wheelers.
Oh, really?
Got sued, and so the farm that they hosted it on, said you can't do it here anymore, and they haven't been able to find a new spot to do it.
Wow.
Was that just locally or across the nation?
No, there was only one spot that did
Oh,
it.
really?
Yeah, it was Discovery Channel. I think used to
Yeah, I
show
remember
it.
it on the Discovery Channel.
We used to do a night at Social just for pumpkin chunkin.
Oh, that's
we,
awesome.
We
Oh,
would,
wow.
we would broadcast it, have the sound on for it. You know,
That rules.
That's probably pretty wild.
Yeah.
it was fun, but they stopped it. It was sad.
That, God, lawyers, man. We sue each other over shit that's not like no one takes any responsibility for anything. It's
Lawyers
like,
are interesting. It's like we're such a victim of human nature when it comes to lawyers because they can't. It's not human nature to sit still. Like they can't just sit there and wait to be
And wait,
lawyers.
yeah.
They have to try to dive in and figure out how to make things more difficult. Like it's
Yeah.
just a way. It's like.
Well, they get paid by the hour.
Well, it's the same thing with politics. You know what I mean? It's like that's why there's so many laws. Like, they can't just sit there and not do anything. They have to do something to kind of make themselves
Yeah.
feel worthy. So they have to do more and more and more and more and more, which makes a tighter web of nonsense.
it's like a beaver not making a dam.
Right.
Like those beavers are going to make
Yes,
some fucking
exactly.
dams. Like,
Yeah.
But they could just wait till you need a dam.
Yeah.
they're not going to
exactly.
do that.
But
And
they
it-
don't.
and
They're
it-
like, I'm designed
And
to
everyone
do
scratches
this.
their heads like, I don't know why this sucks so much. Why we can't figure it out. Like,
Well, it's like
yeah,
the
you do.
farmer's nice enough to let you use his property. You do some jackass thing on a four-wheeler, which
Yeah.
if you've ever ridden a four-wheeler, for any amount of time, you will do something stupid on it.
Absolutely.
So you wreck your shit, you injure yourself, and you're like, that goddamn farmer and his farm.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's you fucking
Yeah, you're
idiot.
the moron.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
You're
that's the
one
other
who
piece
took
too.
off
All
the sweet
it-
jump.
Everything always comes back to us just sucking. We've talked about this 100
Yeah.
times. It's like there's always the 10% of people that are the worst. That because one person did this one time, now there's a whole book on it and a disease or something where they're suing people for it.
Yeah, you got to like sign 14 copies to go
Yeah.
do anything because some jerk off got injured
Yeah.
or sued or something.
Right. Huffed the oxygen too much.
No, it's fine.
Well, it's like
Affected me at all.
homeowners or car insurance. It's like you pay them every month, you never need them, and then you do, and they're like, nope. And it's like
Yeah.
because all the other assholes are using and abusing it, and
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah, I
hey,
literally just wanted
I
it
haven't done
because
anything for 15 years and been paying you monthly.
That
That's a
tree
good-
just fell on my house.
Yeah.
That is a good point. They should. Well, one, Chris Rock was like, I should get some of my money back if I don't ever use it. But two, they should like evaluate. I guess they do in a way, but how much this guy has taken from us, whether or not they want to,
Keep them.
like give it your choice. It's like, all right, you want to use your 40 grand of money right now, or do you
Yeah.
not want to? It's on you.
Yeah.
We'll give it to you. You can, get that car fixed if you want to right now. It's on you, dude. But your rates are going to go up or whatever,
Exactly.
or you cannot.
Or you
Yeah.
need it again next year. You
Right.
get another accident, you're back to
Exactly.
I think I told this story, but I'll tell it again real quick. We had a water leak in my house I didn't know about. So we tried to get the homeowner's insurance to cover it, where the floor had warped and I had some mold in the wall and some sheetrock damage. It was a real slow leak, so we didn't know about it. So as soon as I get the guy in, he walks in, he's like, yeah, no, you're not getting anything. And I was like, but he goes, this has been going on for a while. I said, I know, but I didn't know about it. It's back in a back room in a corner that I don't even go in, and it wasn't a puddle of water anywhere.
Right.
Just the floor slowly started to buckle because it was sucking it in. He goes, yeah, this floor's ruined. You pull this, it was original wood floor. He goes, you pull this wood floor up, all the joists are going to be rotten under here. I go, hold on, dude. I'm on a slab. There are no wood floor joists under this thing. You're already telling me no, and all these issues. It's not even, you don't even know what you're talking about. You've been trained to say no to any house you go into. And he wasn't in my house 5 minutes, and I never saw $1.
Wow.
They never, really?
Yeah.
That's brutal.
I came out of pocket probably like $1,500, $2,000. I did some of the work myself, called in some contractor friends I know. They were like, because I had the mold remediation people come in, and they were like, you got to do this. And he's like, you don't need to do all that. Wipe it down with bleach, throw some kills on it, you'll be good.
Yeah.
The floor will dry out. It mostly did. Like it wasn't, but that dude was saying no. As he's driving over to my house, he's going, how am I telling this motherfucker no today?
Exactly.
Like that's what I'm getting paid to do is tell this motherfucker no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His bonus is probably predicated on how much money he saves.
This dude hadn't paid out anything in 6 months. Holy shit.
Exactly. Yeah.
Promote him.
Yeah.
What do you think of that beer, Troy?
Pretty good.
You like it?
It's pretty tasty. I was going to ask, are pumpkin ales usually brown? Is that the base they start with? I feel like
this is a different base than typical.
And I can kind of taste the brown ale in there. And I'm not a big brown ale guy, but I feel like the brown ale with those spices and the nutmeg work pretty well together. James, if you don't know, I know you're a listener, but just to go over it, we score 1 to 5 on half-point intervals. So 5 would be the best, 0 would be the worst. 2.5 is average. I might go. It's either 3 or 3.5, and I might jump up to a 3.5. I like it. Yeah, I like it.
There you go. You look at me like you're about to talk.
I mean, I can. I don't care. I enjoy it. It's 7%. Did you already say that?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It doesn't feel that strong.
Yeah.
Doesn't taste that boozy.
No, it doesn't. I enjoy it. I mean, I don't mind pumpkin beers. Obviously, everybody knows I would prefer a lighter beer, but I really like the flavor. It's not difficult to drink. I taste that whatever the hell that is, nutmeg, cinnamon. I've had better, but it's good. I'm gonna go 3.
Yeah, it's kind of about where I landed. Like as far as pumpkin beers go, it's perfectly fine.
Yeah,
but I don't think it's like the most amazing pumpkin beer I've ever had.
No,
I'm a known lover of the Atomic Pumpkin from New Belgium.
And you're a basic bitch.
Well, that one's got extra spice in it.
yeah,
So the thing that's weird about this to me, like I like the way they did the pumpkin flavors. I like the nutmeg. I like the cinnamon. But on the back end, there's something weird. It like lightens up too much. I think that's the brown ale because I'm not a huge brown ale guy. And that alone loses like 0.5 point for, but it's still flavorful enough that I'm giving it a 3.
3.5. Now to our guest James.
I mean, for context, I drink Miller Lite
Yeah.
flat. I don't like,
I love Miller Lite.
all of the hops, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I can't
me
do
either.
any of
Yeah.
it, right? So I'm going to go 3.5, 4, just because I would drink a whole one and probably a second one of that.
that's awesome.
Ooh, so which is it, 3.5 or 4? Because I think that I don't know if it matters, but
I'm going to go 4, just because I would
like it.
drink at least 2 of those.
he likes that,
That
beer.
won't pull it up though
So
high
that's
enough.
a 3.5, a 4, a 3, and a 3. It's probably about 3.5.
Just under. It's gonna be just under 3.5, right?
I don't know. I'm not a math guy.
13.5 divided by 4. So
So should we deli it or not?
I think it's 3.5. I don't think it comes up.
it is. It's just over 3.5.
Just over.
Yeah, because 3.5 would be 14.
Oh, now we have to do real math.
3.5 would be 14.
It's like we got Google machines in our pockets.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Thank
3.5
goodness.
is 14, right?
So 3.5.
3.375.
Oh,
That's what I thought. I thought it would come
Okay.
just under. So it's not a deli. But it's a good pumpkin beer.
13 and a half divided by 4, right? 3.375.
And I would say for people listening, my rating is based off of it's easy to drink.
It is easy.
Yeah.
There's not too much going on in it.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah, they didn't over the top it.
Yeah.
They just went, here's a little pumpkin spice that's noticeably fall-y. That's about it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like your basic bitch pumpkin beer, which in this day and age is actually kind of hard to find because everyone does something over the top or crazy, or they're 10 to 13% alcohol.
Yeah.
They try to really fuck you up,
Overspice it.
overspice it. Whereas this is kind of easy drinking.
Yeah,
Not too bad.
I think the brown ale kind of cuts the spices.
Yeah, they did good stuff there. Of course, I can't taste anything because I just had that vaccine.
Who was it again? Dogfish Head, which they're known for making good beers.
They always do a good job. They don't overdo it. So I thought
And if you like IPAs, all their 60-minute, 90-minute stuff is crazy hoppy.
don't drink that 90-minute. That's just too much.
That'll get your cap twisted back.
And then they got the 120.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's just the big kick in the balls. But that 60 is pretty tasty. I think they've done a pretty good job there of finding.
Yeah.
It's overly hoppy, but it's not god awful. That 120 is ludicrous.
Yep.
Like that'll make you park in handicap spots when you don't have a placard. Get you all fucked
Shit can
up.
go blind is what you usually say.
Yeah, well, I was trying to mix. Oh, you said something, Troy?
No.
No. See, James, you're lucky. You're the only one who's not going to smell that.
Well, I mean, that's the funny thing, right? So I'm not sensitive in that, like, I get upset about smell conversations, but I'm sensitive to that. I don't know what you're talking about when you talk about smell. Right?
Yeah.
So, like, I pay attention to them, and I can honestly say 75% of smell conversations are about how bad something smells.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
without
Sure.
question.
Yeah.
So you don't feel like you're really missing out
I
on
mean,
much.
I'm missing out on 25%.
Yeah, but you're missing
like,
out on some good smells, too.
Wait a minute.
Sure.
Back up. Do you know what farts smell like?
I literally have no sense of smell.
That's
like when I say no sense of smell, none. So like I've always had.
Sitting in the shitter, basking in his own glory with no clue.
So the best one is so I had
Turn
English,
the fan on, hon. Jesus.
Hey, are farts funny to you?
No, I mean I mean they're just a thing. Like
It's just a sound.
But you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like
You're trying to
loses-
link the humor to the smell?
I'm just trying to figure out why it's funny. If he
Because we
doesn't-
were all 10 once.
I know, but when you were 10,
But hearing it's funny and smelling it's funny, so it's like a peanut butter jelly sandwich. So like if you get rid of one, is
I
it
don't know
still
that smelling it's funny. Smelling it sucks, but you laugh about the fact that you are.
I don't know, we've
You're
got-
laughing about the fact that
when
you're
your
smelling
friend
it.
starts gagging? That's when
funny.
you lose it.
But
So
it's
I'm
not the
saying-
smell that's making you laugh.
But James,
You're
you
laughing
don't-
at
but I don't
It's a
understand.
result.
you
It's a
don't
result.
find farts funny.
Yeah.
Stick around.
No, but so
Yeah.
this is but
Challenge
this is
accepted.
this is interesting to me. So like, it really is the combination of the olfactory and the auditory that
Yeah.
makes it funny. If you lose one,
Well, guys,
it's not funny.
we've officially found someone that doesn't get fart jokes.
Yeah, this is wild. Because I
I
guess
feel
if
like
you
a
walked
whole
in
new
a room,
universe just
But
opened
we've
up.
also talked about how like you smell certain things and it takes you back. So he doesn't have that either.
well, think about that. All right, so you're deaf, and then the room just
I
smells.
am?
No, imagine you're deaf, and then
God, you can't drop news on me like
Scared
that.
me like that.
That's why your headphones are turned up so high.
Yeah.
so if you're
I do have
deaf,
hearing loss.
if you're deaf and you just walk
Shaming
in a
me.
room and it smells like shit, that's not funny. Like
True.
it's just not funny. You're like, oh, I'm not laughing.
Yeah,
Just
you
smells
didn't
bad.
because you didn't hear your buddy rip.
And so
one.
if you don't smell the fart and you just hear it, you're like, that's not funny.
I disagree.
I've got it. I'm only surveying one person.
I disagree. If a
sampling
deaf
population
person
is
came
not
in
very-
here and smelled it, they would see us bailing over laughing. And they would have done that in their life 50 times.
I'll have to agree with Ely because sometimes someone farts and you giggle and you laugh and you never smell it.
Yeah.
you never smell
But
it.
you never heard it.
It was like I had an English bulldog. They are notorious. farters.
Yeah,
And he would clear a room out in my house, and I'd
And
be
you
like,
just hang
Where'd
out.
everybody
I
go?
have no idea. Like,
Yeah.
So if you're deaf and you can't smell,
I think you still laugh
How?
because you see everyone else laughing.
No. I cannot get behind.
I don't think seeing everyone else laugh makes you laugh. Like you seem to think that. Like
no, I think it does.
I feel like if I'm listening to a comic and the whole crowd's laughing and I don't find them funny, I'm not going to start laughing.
I think the first, if you're deaf and you can't smell, I think the first time you do it, you're not going to get it. But eventually you're going to be wise enough to what's going on.
Well, yeah, I mean, I understand the innate humor behind it,
Right.
right? Like,
Yes.
I see it. Like, yeah, I might giggle, but like he's saying is, I don't appreciate the full humor behind the situation.
True, for sure.
50% of it.
Yeah, 50% of the joke is lost on you.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's sad.
He's never been hotboxing somebody's car.
He has.
He just didn't.
It just didn't bother me.
I promise you, he has. In fact,
Why'd you roll the window down?
You're
you
like,
and I would be.
I got James so good. And it's like,
think you
no
did.
response.
You and I would be great for a road
It's
trip.
true. He's been crop dusted by some people that are like, I just got him so good. They have no idea.
Yeah.
They've got nothing.
Yeah, like this is fantastic.
I've blown your mind.
Look at his face. He's not even making a.
He's chewing it. Yeah, nothing.
That dude is hardcore.
Yeah.
I know a girl from high school you should date because she was good for most everything, but boy, she stunk.
Oh.
I feel like you married.
No.
Oh man, I'm gonna introduce you.
Okay, now I have to ask the question. She stunk is a big umbrella.
Oh, we know what umbrella he's talking about.
Yeah, lower umbrella.
Okay.
No, just like
I didn't know if it was BO.
Chicken,
No, you could
chicken
be-
of the sea.
you could be in a yeah. No, like you could be in a car and you'd be like, "Oh, girl." Like that isn't
You would say that.
no. No. But
Because he couldn't smell.
I'm just saying she has a lot to offer, but not in that department. So she could be perfect for you. That's all I'm saying.
There's a perfect someone for everyone.
Yes, exactly. Like she's a 10, but to everyone else, she's a 6.
Yeah.
Ever been around a guy or girl? James obviously wouldn't know, but ever been around somebody like who has bad BO and they don't know it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The one that always makes me nervous is bad breath.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
I know a handful of people just got shit breath. And I'm like, "Oh, dude, don't talk to me." But then it's like, I don't know if I have bad breath. So like I'm
Yeah.
always like worried. Like the other night, I had my Invisalign in because it was night. Like I have to wear them at night. And like I had drooled apparently all over I was wearing headphones, like big headphones. And I guess I had just
Fell
drooled.
asleep with them on?
Yeah, and I drooled all down my face and into the cushion of the headphone.
That
Right?
shit.
And so the next day,
That bacteria just cooking in
it
your
does.
ear all
the
night.
next day I go to the gym and I put these things on and I'm like, man, something fucking stinks in here.
Yeah.
And I'm like walking around the gym and I'm like, I can't get away from this smell.
Quit following me.
It smells so bad. And then it finally occurred to me, I was like, wait, that actually smells like my mouth tastes in the morning after I wear them Invisalign. Like I put them over, I was like, oh, like it knocked me back how bad they smelled. And I realized, oh shit, it's my headphones. I drooled all over my own
Yeah.
headphones and they're
Nice.
just like sponges.
Yeah.
It just soaked up all that nastiness. And I was like, how bad does my breath smell?
Well, doesn't everybody's breath smell bad in the morning? Like,
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
isn't
but
it one
it
of the
just-
things you can't smell your own breath, right? I mean, I don't know, obviously. But
Yeah.
isn't
Yeah,
that
you
one of
don't.
those
You
scientific
don't, and
things
that's
you
why
can't smell
it-
your
it-
own
I mean, I
breath?
feel like sometimes I'm like, all right, my breath is not good, but like, yeah, you probably don't smell any of your own smells as you would as someone else. Like,
And when you do, it's bad.
yeah, yeah, if you can, it's like I need to
right.
check something.
Yeah.
That's the truth. It has to get to 10
yeah.
It does.
before you smell your own.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, wait, I'm a little gamey. Like, I've been saying
Right.
that since noon.
All right.
Like, you stink.
I mean, that's one of those funny things, though, right? I always have gum on me because I just don't know. Like,
Yeah.
you know, when I travel deodorant, you know, it's always I always have
So
access
you're
to.
uber sensitive to the smell because you just don't know.
I have no idea. Like when I'm
Interesting.
literally middle of summer, I probably shower 3 times a day.
You ever wear cologne?
No,
What kind of deodorant do you use?
Axe.
Axe. Oh, fuck, you stink then. I'm going to give you a little pro tip.
It's Ask, by the way.
That was funnier than it should be.
It really was. Oh, shit. So Axe is very pungent. It smell. Like
They
it
got
is-
different flavors, though, don't they?
Oh, yeah. But I'm saying it's a pungent smell.
It's not like the OG blue Old Spice, is it?
No. Old Spice was.
Do you do like antiperspirant and deodorant or just deodorant?
No, just deodorant because antiperspirant.
I'm just a deodorant guy.
Antiperspirant fucks up your shirts, gets it all
Oh, yeah, it
crunchy and
definitely
nasty.
does.
I'd rather have a pit stain than a crunchy shirt.
Yeah.
Well, and I don't sweat I don't pit out. Like my chest, back, head, like sweat more than my pits, so I don't have to worry about that. The question is, how much deodorant do you put on, and do you reapply throughout the day? Because I know some people just do like a swipe.
Oh, I do the old,
Yeah, I'm like,
I do like 5 or 6 swipes each arm.
Yeah, and then I like run my arm around a little bit.
No, I don't do that.
do you reapply? Like,
I don't
When you
reapply
get home?
unless there's a need, unless it's like, okay, you need to.
I'll reapply if I wake up the next morning and I'm not going to shower.
yeah.
Then I reapply.
A lot of
and then
times
go
when I
about
get
my
home, I change out of my work clothes and I just reapply while I'm standing there changing clothes.
Yeah.
That's funny when I'm traveling for work, and like,
'Cause you're gonna
end
go
of the
back
day,
out?
Yeah, I always reapply, but like in my day-to-day life, it never occurs to me to reapply. I'm like, I'm fine.
Do you buy the deodorant you like, or do you buy the deodorant your significant other or someone else has told you they like?
Always go with what the wife likes.
Exactly.
Is Axe only a spray?
No, it's a
Like a roller?
Yeah.
I got you.
All right, so maybe
bar.
it's different.
It's a
I'm
bar.
thinking of the.
Oh
You're
yeah,
thinking
no,
of
it's
body
a bar,
spray.
and I'm going off of all the X's I've had. 'Cause
Yeah.
Yeah.
One,
No, that's-
one was like, you should wear this, and I'm like, okay, whatever. And then I've just never changed, and
Yeah.
no one's ever
That's the
complained.
way to do it.
Yeah, that's it. Like
You get one compliment and you're sold for life.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, just because you like something too doesn't mean it smells good to other people.
Well, I
so
ultimately don't give a shit. That's me.
yeah.
You know what I
we
mean?
all have our own stink.
Yeah.
And like certain things blend
Work.
well
Yeah,
with
yeah.
our natural stink, and we don't pick up on that.
Yeah.
So like I can smell it and be like, I like the way that smells, and like that doesn't smell good on you.
But
This
when you
one
put it
shoves my pheromones into your nose.
That's right.
But like to answer your cologne question is like, at offices, they send out those office etiquette emails. Don't
Yeah.
wear smelly things and all that. I'm like, could you imagine me putting cologne on?
yeah.
You would
I'd be
have-
this like
Yeah.
walking around.
I don't smell it yet.
Aura of
You
you
gotta
want
do
to
half
within
a-
10 feet
yeah.
of me.
I go through a half a bottle
I
a
was
week.
gonna say, do you guys go through a bottle a week too? Like, I'm buying stock in this stuff because I'm running through it.
Yeah.
I am going to put cologne on you all the time, James. This is going to be
Yeah.
my,
Just
From
the secret,
behind?
secret spray.
yeah, like instead of a kick me sign.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he doesn't smell it. Like you're gonna
Yeah.
just reek of brute.
Can we find some obsession?
Yeah, like I'm gonna
Yeah.
pick something old.
I think I have some.
Yeah, you do.
and make you smell like Drakkar all the time.
There you go.
You're gonna smell like me in 7.
Yeah, but you got to remember, I'm going to shower 3 times, so it's going to go away.
Oh, I'm putting it on your
Yeah.
shirt.
Aqua Velvet. That's what we do.
Ooh, Aqua
Old
Velvet.
Spice, the original.
The original Old
Put in your
Spice.
hand and smack him in the neck.
Yeah.
I was saying, we need to just be like, make this dude stink in all the good ways, like a positive stink.
Yeah. For
He
sure.
smelled like a
that's
teenager
funny.
who just found cologne, where you're like, you just keep
Yeah.
putting it on. You're like, that smells good. It's like
Fresh
you
out
don't
of
need
gym class.
Yeah, you don't need you don't reapply cologne 8 times a day.
I seriously want to do this. If you ever come over here on a football Sunday, I am going to have a field day of cologne on you.
Everybody else will be miserable in here.
Yeah.
That's funny. You see, there it is.
Our misery
See?
would be funny.
It's my way to
It's-
hotbox the pallet house.
there you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's the smell that's funny. See, I think we're getting back to that point. No,
It's
no.
the misery.
It's
It's
the-
the, you just said it's the people's misery. It's
Yeah, but
funny.
it's the sight and the smell. They're watching him put it on me, and then the smell of me is
See,
making
it takes two.
I think it
it's
just
2
no.
senses.
2 senses. 2 senses.
Because if
It was
everybody
right,
just
because if it wasn't miserable for everybody and they were like, oh, that smells amazing, you'd be like, well, this fucking isn't funny. This
Yeah.
is lame.
it has
Yeah.
to get to the point where it's offensive.
yeah.
For sure.
That's
But like
what
if everyone
makes it
just
fun.
thought I was over applying cologne, they wouldn't find it funny. They have to see him walking around behind me spraying.
Yes, that is part. That's a very good point.
Yeah.
James. That is.
Otherwise, they're just going to be like that poor sap.
Exactly.
I'd be like, what's wrong with James?
Yeah.
dude.
Did he pour an entire
who
bottle over
invited
his head?
Right.
Whose friend is that?
Fun fact: can't smell.
All of a sudden, Troy doesn't know who I am. He's never met me before.
He's
Hey, we're
outside.
wrapping up. It's only 3 o'clock. Yeah, we got to go to bed, you know.
School tomorrow.
Got to go to Home Depot and Bed Bath & Beyond.
Exactly right.
I got to take a shower.
Why is everybody crying?
Yeah.
Eyes
Pool,
burning.
pond, pool. Pond's probably better for you.
Do you ever see that happen where like someone walks in a room and they got so much perfume or cologne on that then you stink?
Yeah.
Like just because they've just applied it right before they walked in or
Yeah.
something. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
I've had that happen a couple times out here. People just way too much cologne or perfume. And then I'm like, great. Now I smell
I
it.
never put I put cologne on like twice a year probably.
It's pretty rare.
Yeah, I don't never wear it.
I started trying to do this thing and it didn't last long. But like these like lava beads are like naturally porous, and like people put like
Essential
oils in them and stuff.
Yeah,
and
they
so
do.
I was like, well, I just have the one lava bead here. So I was like, I'm going to just dab a little cologne on it and like see
See how it works.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, man, wife's going to fucking dig me. I'm going to be hanging out. I'm going to smell good. And she'd be like, are you wearing cologne?
Yeah. Turned off.
Yeah. She was like, why are you wearing cologne? I was like, you like this cologne? She's like, yeah, but why are you wearing cologne? It's like,
Yep.
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Right.
You got to do the cucumber juice. It's
Refreshing.
go.
It is so fucking refreshing.
you would be refreshing all day long.
Yeah.
It is refreshing. I don't understand why.
It's Wednesday and we're taking our kids to practice. What are you wearing cologne for?
Yeah, it didn't work.
No.
Apparently, it's good for like essential oils, but not like Safari.
There you go.
my
Learn
lesson.
something, yeah.
Yeah, but life is about learning and growing.
I feel like every time any guy tries to do something like that for their significant other or even just a date, it always backfires. Like, I'm going to try this. I'm going to go above and beyond. And then your significant other's like, what is wrong with you? Why are you doing this?
Well, what happens is you get called out for doing something out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
You're like, why are you being so nice? What's wrong with you?
The worst part for me is that I build it up in my mind. Like, I think about it all day. Like, I'm going to do this, and it's going to be awesome. And then
it's going to be a home run.
But so, like, you think about it all day. Like, you've built it up. Like, there's going to be this great reaction. And then it's like,
Underwhelming.
Why did you do that? You smell funny.
Yeah.
Like, no, you're supposed to, like, blow me. Like, that was the whole... you were supposed to be
This
just...
didn't work out this way in my head.
Because when you start, it's just
You
because
told me another story last week where it ended me blowing you. How come all your hold on, wait. They don't all end that way?
We have different stories.
Yeah. I cut the grass, you blow me.
That's right. Let me get you a
I
copy of my
fold the
book.
laundry, you blow me.
But that's
Do you
kind of
see
how
a pattern?
you build it up in your mind, and then it gets to that point
Yeah.
where you're like, this is going to end in a blowjob. Never ends in a blowjob. And then when it doesn't end in a blowjob, you're somehow upset. But when it started, all you really wanted was acknowledgement of the effort. But by the time you've built it up in your head, you're like, didn't even blow me.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm so disappointed.
Yeah, we create these like impossible outcomes in our mind.
Yeah.
I think a lot of guys do that. That's for sure.
We all do
sure.
that.
Well, no, that's human nature. I mean, look at New Year's.
Oh,
Look
yeah.
at how often you build up
Yes.
New Year's to be
Yes.
this great thing, and then all of a
Yes.
sudden it's like, I mean, let me tell you, like owning restaurants and doing New Year's parties on New Year's, it's like, no, the night ends at 1 o'clock in the morning when people are taking the egg buffet and throwing it against the wall.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on here?
Yeah,
Right.
this is supposed to be a nice night.
Fresh start.
You've ruined it. Yeah, that sounds awful.
New
Yeah, it
Year's
happened
is a
one year.
great.
So, like New Year's and
they literally threw an egg buffet.
Oh no! Like one guy, literally. So at Social, we basically rent Social out for the night. And,
Yeah.
you know, it's like $65-$85 a person, depending on what kind of liquors you want and everything. It's open bar. It's a private party, so it's ABC compliant. And so we'll do a dinner buffet. You know, we don't let you show up before 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
If you start at 7, you're
Oh,
done.
yeah,
You're
yeah,
just done. And then we do drink tickets from 9 to 10. You get 2 drink tickets.
Okay.
And then from 10 to
Pace
12,
it.
10 to 12, open bar. But we'll do a dinner buffet, and then at 1 o'clock or 12:30, we put out a breakfast buffet, like waffle.
This sounds
yeah.
really nice.
Oh,
Yeah,
it
can
is.
we book
Yeah.
it now?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So,
We should do that.
We should.
well, the other really cool thing that a regular at Charred did that I didn't even think was a thing was he was like, "It's my 40th birthday." He's like, "Can I rent Charred?" And we're like, I mean, for dinner or what? He goes, "No, like late night." So he brought in a DJ to Charred
wow.
Oh, that's
at
smart.
10 o'clock
Yeah.
when we shut down.
Yeah.
We just had a minimum spend. We didn't even charge him anything. We just like, you just have to spend $1,000 in liquor.
Yeah.
Done.
And I mean,
Yeah.
he had 40 people there, and he was like, "This is the best birthday I've ever had." Like,
Oh,
they
yeah.
had the whole restaurant,
And he
had a DJ.
didn't have to come out of pocket. I
No,
mean, like
I mean-
you wouldn't have to pay for like one person wouldn't have to pay for that. You'd be like, "Hey guys, you want to go in?" And
Right.
like all you gotta do is everybody's gonna spend
yeah, unless he
$100
spends
or whatever.
$200 in
Yeah.
booze, then he's got an $800 tip.
Yeah, but I mean, you
Don't
get
fuck
40
up.
people.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna accidentally spend that much money.
Oh, yeah.
Like
And they were all adults. They were done by 12. I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
you know,
That sounds perfect.
I mean, it was absolutely phenomenal. So I'm like, I don't know how to advertise this now, but I want to figure it
yeah,
out.
tell your
Yeah.
friend. The ones that don't throw egg buffets against the fucking wall.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, no, but 1 year.
So you gotta hate New Year's, right? Like it's probably shit. It probably always is a shit show for every restaurant out there.
There's 5 nights in the year that we call amateur night.
Yeah.
It's New Year's. It's the and it changes depending on which city you're in. But it's New Year's. It's
St. Patrick's
Day.
Yep.
It's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Mardi Gras can be, and there's another one I'm not thinking of right now. But it's amateur night. It's
4th of July or like what about Labor Day or Memorial Day?
Richmond's a net exit city, so any of the summery holidays,
People go away
to the beach, they go to DC, they go somewhere else. Richmond, actually this Labor Day was fairly busy by comparison, so it was good for that.
What about like start of school, VCU picking up? Like, does that bring a crowd in?
Well, no, because we price ourselves out of the VCU crowd.
And you're kind of just far enough away.
Yeah, because we want people like y'all coming in.
Yeah.
So like back when Fireball
You want the
was,
museum district and fan that are older and established and not going to wreck shop.
disposable income.
Yeah.
And you guys don't want to hang out with 21-year-olds that are looking for a $4
gross.
beer and shot.
Right.
Yeah.
Just trying to get
Part of us
wrecked.
does. Neither here.
But but amateur nights, it's the people that come out. They start at 7 o'clock thinking I'm going to drink like I was 21.
Yeah.
And by 9 o'clock they're puking in the corner of a restaurant.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. St. Patrick's Day is bad around here, and New Year's is. Like, I haven't wanted to go out on those nights in a long time. Like St. Patrick's Day, that's fun. Go up, do something during the day, get home before dark, and get away from all the
Yeah,
wild,
like a lot
crazy.
of the events around Richmond, they're kid friendly to a degree. You get to have a couple beers and
Yep.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amateur hour, the worst.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We've all done it. That's for sure.
Yeah. You know who's no longer an amateur though?
Who?
James. He's
That's
done
right.
a whole podcast.
That's right.
I'm no
First
longer
one
a
in the
rookie.
books.
Respect.
He doesn't get half our jokes though.
No, he can hear
We
them.
can explain them though.
I will say I was not expecting to talk about my no sense of smell for the majority of the time.
Nice.
You
You're
never
welcome.
know what we're going to talk about,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, and for us or maybe you, we got a whole nother episode to go.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
we'll, if you leave, we'll still talk about
Stu
you.
will be here. He can explain the jokes to you.
Oh, God.
Oh, so help me.
Somehow I think there'll be a line of cologne if I leave.
Yeah.
Figure out which one smelled the worst.
Ooh, that's not a bad idea.
That sounds like really good. No, thank you so much for coming in, man. We do appreciate it. And if anyone here in the Richmond area hasn't had a chance to check out Social 52 or Charred, highly recommend it. You absolutely should. I need to try the bourbon old fashioned slow drip. That sounds amazing. So no,
Yeah.
thank you so much for coming in and,
No, I appreciate y'all having me.
hanging out.
Let's
with
do
us
it again.
tonight.
There's two chards and one social.
Yep. Social down on Main and Robinson, and Charred in Hanover on 301, and down in Swift Creek on Hull Street.
There
We
it
should do
is.
another on-site sometime soon.
Yeah,
Anytime.
for sure.
I'd like to do it at Social again because we've got history there.
I agree. That little
I think
booth
that
in the
would
back.
be- yeah,
Yep.
that is the spot.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you haven't had a chance to head over to Nectar Sunglasses, drop Abacus in the coupon code. You'll get 20% off. If you haven't sent us any topics, you can do so at InsideThePalletHouse@gmail.com, or you can find us on Facebook. We're on Instagram and Twitter at ITPH Podcast. And if you have far too much discretionary money, well, I would start by going to Charred or Social 52. But from there,
While you're there,
you just grab your phone
That's
and
right.
send us a Venmo at.
inside the Pout House,
That would certainly be appreciated.
we're working for our next board.
This one will die soon enough. I'm sure of it. Thanks again, James, and we'll be talking to you all soon. Cheers.
Cheers. That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think?